In this video, we are going to connect all the different parts, and especially what we want to be able to write is this after create commit broadcast append to articles thing. So this is our objective, and before we start coding, we are going to have a closer look of how we're going to architecture our code with a little sketch. So our goal is to be able to write article, broadcast append to articles here. So we're going to explain clearly what happens when we write this. So the first step here is that we are going to create a TurboClone broadcastable module, and this module is going to contain all the methods, so broadcast append to, broadcast replace to, broadcast remove to, and we will include this module in active record base inside the engine, like we used to do. So as all our models inherit from active record base, then we will be able to write article broadcast append to. So now that we know where this method comes from, we are going to explain the different steps between writing this and being able to broadcast HTML over the wire. So the first thing when we write broadcast append to is to notice that when we write article broadcast append to from the console, from a job, from a model, from a controller, from really wherever you want, the first argument here should match with the first argument from the turbo stream from method. So this first argument here will serve to compute the stream name from which we are going to broadcast the HTML. Then when we broadcast HTML, we need a target. And in our case, if we compare what we're going to write to broadcast HTML with the DOM, we are going to need a div or any kind of HTML element with an ID that matches the ID of the target. So when we say article broadcast append to, the first argument here is the stream name, and the second argument here, target, is the target in the DOM. So we are going to be able to guess the name of the target based on the name of the model, right? So this is why we can only write article broadcast append to articles, and this part here, while it exists and while we can override it, it is going to be guessed automatically as being this by default. Then once we have the stream name or the streamables from which the stream name will be computed, we have the target, but we need a rendering options like the partial and the locals that we are going to use to be able to render the HTML that will be broadcasted over the wire. So once again, we are able to guess the partial name from the article variable here, and we're also able to build this default locals. But of course, we will be able to override the partial name and the locals, and we will be able to do that if we want. And the last step, once we have computed all of this, well, we are able to say that we want our action cable server to broadcast to the stream name from. So the stream name from is the stream name computed from the streamables that we passed as an argument here. So it's actually the same method that is used in the turbo stream from helper, because those two should match as we show in this first picture here. And then in order to build the HTML that we are going to broadcast, we have this TurboStream action tag that we used in the stream tag builder. And thanks to the broadcast append to, we know that the action name will be append. We already have the target, and we have the rendering options that will allow us to render the template that is going to be used. So with all these steps, we should be able to broadcast HTML